Tomorrow will come and girl, I can't wait. It's our anniversary. Anniversary. The first thing I'll do is run straight to you. It's our anniversary. Anniversary. It's our anniversary. It's our anniversary. Anniversary. It's our anniversary. It's our anniversary. With you and me. And I've only made plans to hold your little hand. It's our anniversary. Anniversary. The pleasure's all mine, 'cause we have seen good times. It's our anniversary. Anniversary. Victoria won't be no secret at the end of the day. It's our anniversary. Anniversary. A small cup of tea that you can have me. It's our anniversary. Yeah. All I really want to say, my darling, today is a special day we call our own. So take me in your arms and hold me and tell me you love me and I'll be there for you. You know what today is? Do you know what today is? It's our anniversary. It's our anniversary. It's our special day. Do you know what today is? It's our anniversary. With you and me. Today is a special day, not just any day, because you can have everything you want your way. Tell your supervisor you're leaving early today, and I'm willing to pay for the rest of your day. Do you know what today is? It's our anniversary. Yeah. Anniversary. Oh, do you know what today is? It's our anniversary. Today I have lots of fun stuff for you, girl. Do you know what today is? I know, it's our anniversary. I know, it's our anniversary. Do you know what today is? It's our anniversary. If I love you in a special way, do you know what today is? It's our anniversary. I remember the first day. I remember the first day. Do you know what today is? It's our anniversary. Hey, for you and me. Hey, for you and me. Do you know what today is? It's our anniversary. Anniversary. Do you know what today is? It's our anniversary. Baby, you and me. Do you know what today is? It's our anniversary. Storming outside, rain, she keeps me home. A quiet conversation makes me warm. So warm. Rain, sweet rain.
We'll get started in a few. Time. So we gotta play a couple of slow jams. I don't know if y'all know this. We'll get started in a minute. I need to find my drink though. What y'all sipping on tonight? Hey y'all. Little Bacardi. We're gonna get started in a minute. There's a lot I want to talk about.
On me, even when she's gone. Can't wait till she gets home.
I ain't sipping on no gin. I'm sipping on Bacardi or maybe Bacardi, a little Bacardi. A little Coke.
If it rains, let it rain on me. I don't mind. Rain for rain. Oh, let it rain. Oh. So go ahead and make it right. Bring the sunshine back, baby, again. Go ahead and make it right there.
What's good, y'all? Get some people time to log in. This is my first post. This is my first live in a long time. I post. I don't really post anything. If you want to watch on YouTube, you can watch on YouTube. For that, I'm live on YouTube.
So baby, won't you be my summer rain? So baby, won't you be my summer rain? Oh, say baby, won't you be my summer rain? Yeah. So baby, won't you be my summer rain? Hey. Go ahead. Oh, why don't you go ahead and make it rain? Yeah. Sunshine. Go ahead and make it. Baby, would you rain on me? I need you to make it rain. Do it for me one make it rain. Oh, away my pain. Oh, it feels so very good, yeah. Sometimes I swear all over me, yeah. Wash away the pain. Oh, and you let it rain. Away my pain. Me to sleep again. Sometimes I
this song play. I got a lot of shit to talk about. What is going on with Ben Simmons? The mic is in front of me right there. What is going on with Ben Simmons? Ben Simmons, Cardi B, everybody wildin'. What's going on, y'all? What's good? Maintain 216. What's good? It's been a while. It's been a while. It's been a while. The Bacardi already hit me. Yes, y'all. It's been a while. I haven't been on anything. Haven't been posting. Haven't been talking about it. Well, I've been talking about it with my friends, but you know, stepped out of the arena a little bit. It's a little hot in here. You see the light is beaming on me. I need to probably turn on my lamp, but the lighting is better this way, so I'll suffer. It's so much going on right now. I'm trying to get my mic set up so that y'all can see it as well. Let's talk over here. That'll be better. What's good, everybody? Maintain 216. You know, you're very into hip hop. Did you see the salt and pepper? The salt and pepper. Did you see that that biopic documentary, whatever you want to call it? Did you see that? Or did anyone, Brianna? Did you see that? What's up, Brianna? How you doing? Did anybody see the salt and pepper biopic? And let me know what your thoughts on it, because I got something to say to salt and pepper. Nobody saw it? Oh, you absolutely loved it. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I did not watch the whole thing. I didn't watch the whole thing. I don't think I'm anybody that knows me knows I don't watch like movies and stuff or like things like that. I got to like the first half where they would talk about Martin Lawrence, and then I was like, all right, I'm done. But for what I heard, it's second behind TLC. Now you didn't. Let me slow down. Let me talk about the salt and pepper, because I gotta this. What is not second behind TLC, and let me tell you why it's not second behind TLC. What salt and pepper are doing or have done to Spinderella is fucked up. It's fucked up. That they said that the biopic was supposed to be about their friendship, Salt and Pepper's friendship, but I thought it was about the group. And if that was the case, then why? I mean, y'all should have just did a movie called Salt and Pepper's Friendship. Cheryl and Sandra's, what is that? Cheryl and Sandra. That should have been the name of the fucking biopic. Y'all left out Spinderella. Now you know Salt and Pepper. Y'all, that is way before my generation. Like when Salt and Pepper first came out, right, Fuego, she was the DJ. But okay, so let me say this. So when Salt and Pepper first came out, they came out what in 1986, 7, somewhere. My parents were still doing their thing, still out. I wasn't even thought of. I'm gonna get to that too. But my parents weren't even thought. I mean, I wasn't even thought of. So you know, I had to go back and do my research. So I'm like, I've always known Spinderella being in the group, being a part of the group. Like it was Salt and Pepper, but that's Spinderella. She's a part of Salt and Pepper. It was fucked up that they left her out like that. And from what I'm hearing, because like I said, I have not watched the full documentary. What I'm hearing is that all they did was gave her maybe like a line. They was like, "Oh, hey, Spin," and that was it. But I had to go back and do my little journalistic research. And it was only one album. I think Salt and Pepper put out maybe like 6 albums. It was only one album, which was the first album that Spinderella was not on. So I don't understand That's because they don't fuck with her. It's so testy because Saul always says, I've been watching the interviews, my heart is always open to Spinderella. And we know whatever we want to do in the future, we're so open to it. But if I was Spinderella, I wouldn't want to do shit with y'all in the future. It's fucked up. That would be like, what that would honestly be like? It would be like, because let me back up. Salt and Pepper's, Salt, because she's the one that's been articulating this. Her reasoning behind it was Salt and Pepper was already a group, because that was true. Push It had came out before Spinderella had joined the group. Fine. But what about What a Man? What about Express Yourself? What about, None of Your Business? The one that won the fucking Grammy. What about all these songs that Spinderella was a part of and y'all are forgetting her? That would literally be like if Destiny's Child did a biopic and left out Michelle at the last part. And then their reasoning was behind, because we were already a group before Michelle, so we don't really need her part. Granted, Michelle was the weakest link, and come on. But Michelle has some fire verses, the Cater to You verse, and what did Michelle do? What did Michelle do? That's hard. Okay, so either way, Michelle is still a part of the group, and we know Michelle. So it would be so weird for Beyonce and Kelly to leave out Michelle like that. Now, mind you, when the Destiny's Child biopic comes out, it won't come out this year. It probably won't come out next year. Probably come out like 5-10 years from now. Beyonce will have full control over that. LaToya and Latavia, they left the group on their own. Beyonce's gonna judge that up. I'm like, I don't know. That's brand preservation. You got to make it seem like she didn't do anything and she was just trying to work hard for the group. But that would be just like that shit. And that's fucked up. You leave somebody out the group who was a DJ, granted, but was in every fucking video, have verses on songs, and all that shit. That's fucked up. That's real fucked up. Sorry, y'all, I ain't brushing my hair today. It's a little whatever. But it's fucked up. So that's all I have to say on that Salt and Pepper situation. It was fucked up how they left her out. But I will say, the documentary, the biopic was, it was okay. I just don't like the fact that they didn't look nothing like the real people. And I know that has nothing to do with it, but that did not look like Salt and Pepper at all. That looked like paprika and oregano. That did not look like Salt and Pepper. That looked like paprika and oregano. And the girls did actually a good job acting. And it was cool seeing Martin Lawrence, Kid and Play, because they did all work at the same Sears call center. That's amazing. Like everybody in that call center who said they was going to do something actually made it. So that's cool. That's cool. So shout out to Salt and Pepper. I just don't think in the long run that's going to go over too well. That's not going to go over too well in the long run, just with everything. Somebody said, can we talk about Tip and, I'm not going to say Tip and Tiny. I ain't going to call her that other name he called her. Now, how do y'all feel about that? Because it's a lot of, I've read some of the allegations. It's a lot of people who feel like they drugged those girls. Now I'm not one to knock anybody's story, because stories, when people think is not realistic in real life, actually can really happen. And I lived in Atlanta and I'm living in New York now. I'm not into we in quarantine, so I really can't be in the party scene. Now wait. The Wendy Williams joint was hella whack. I liked the Wendy Williams one. I liked it. I liked it a lot. And let me tell you why I liked it. One, the girl who played her, they said she had done other things, but I don't watch TV, so I don't know. All I watch is Judge Judy, and a little bit of Sister and the Parkers and Moesha on Netflix. So what it was good to see somebody that I didn't know, that I couldn't say, oh, that's so and so playing so and so. No, that was just somebody playing Wendy. So I really like that. And if you watch Wendy Williams, she did a lot of the same mannerisms that Wendy does. Like, that was really good. Do I think Wendy was telling the truth? Hell fucking no. And let me tell you why. Wendy kept saying she was telling her truth, and there was a lot of truth in that. It was a lot of truth in that. It was a lot of truth in that biopic. She skipped, exactly. That's what I was going to say. She skipped too many parts of her life. Way too many parts. I would have liked to see more of her in her early years when she was on coke. I would have liked to see that. I think that was, I mean, they showed a lot of coke, but it was very brushed through. You could tell that her main focus was what was coming out now with the infidelity. She really focused on that, and because she knew that would sell. That's what people want to see. And Wendy knows that because she did the Aaliyah documentary. I keep saying documentary. They're biopics. She did the Aaliyah biopic, and that shit was shitty as fuck. But she knows what people want to see. We wanted to see what her and her ex-husband went through. We wanted to know that. But what I really wanted to see was more of, you were in, Wendy, if you're listening, you were in Philly longer than that. You were in Philly longer than that. And what you were in New York for a while. The station switched over. You came in hot. I know you didn't want to put that in there, but you and Angie Martinez did get into a fight. Now, whether y'all was throwing blows, Angie whipped your ass, you fought back, whatever. You and Angie got into a fight in that fucking Hot 97 vestibule or lobby. Y'all was fighting. So why wasn't I in there? I get it. You didn't want to, but that was a part of, the history. You were in Philly, Wendy, way longer than that. Wendy, I'm not from New York, but Wendy got ran out of New York in like 98, 97. So she was in Philly way longer than the way she made it seem like I was just here for a little stint and then I came back to New York to take over. No. Wendy, you were in there way longer than that. And what I also wanted to see was more of, all right, now we about to get into it. If y'all don't remember, there was about Wendy. There was a lawsuit that was put out about Diddy did get her fired. Do you know why Diddy got her fired? Diddy got her fired because she kept playing with Diddy. Diddy's gay, and whether Diddy is not, whether he is or whether he isn't, we all heard the stories about Diddy and his dabblings with whatever. There's allegedly Diddy is bi. Allegedly. I don't know. I don't know. But Diddy got her fired. Yes, he did. He used his muscle to get her fired out of New York because Diddy was that nigga in the industry at that time. Hip hop, that is. Bringing up Faith, Mary, Biggie, the whole Junior Mafia, Little Kim, all that was Diddy. He had that all on lock. So, either you get her off the air or I'm not bringing my artist up there. If I was the program director, I'm like, look, we're going to still play the music, but you not having your artist up here is not really hurting us nowadays. But, that was back then. Hot 97 was new. Where was I going with this? Oh, so if you don't know, a while ago, Wendy was in a lawsuit. This was she was still on the radio. So this is 2021, 2011 will be 10 years, 10, 9, 8. So maybe like 13, 14 years ago, there was a lawsuit put out on Wendy Williams by her ex assistant / talent booker up at WBLS. If y'all don't remember, her name was Nicole Spence. If you listen to Wendy back then, she was always talking about Nicole Spence being her right-hand woman, whatever. There was a lawsuit that Nicole Spence had put out on Wendy that alleged sexual harassment, that alleged that her now ex-husband, Kevin Hunter, was, making sexual advances towards her and that she was rejecting them. But that went what it went. And then Wendy was like being, cold shoulder to her, not really showing love like she used to. But further investigation shows on my part that It was a lawsuit. They didn't take it to court because Wendy settled. Wendy settled. Wendy settled. Wendy did settle. Wendy settled with Nicole Spence. And from what I've been hearing, shout outs to everybody that's from the the tri-state area. If you remember a radio personality by the name of Miss Jones, she was on Hot 97. She also was a singer. She said the reason why they settled, and mind you, this just happened maybe a week ago that she said this because she's back online now, was because Nicole allegedly had some pictures of threesomes with her, Nicole Spence, Wendy Williams, and Kevin Hunter. They were all in a menage a trois, repertoire type situation. So that was the reason why, a lot of that shit was what it was. But yeah, I really wish Wendy would have delved a little bit more into that. She was talking about the gay rapper on there, but we all know the gay rapper she was talking about was Q-Tip. If you read Angie Martinez's book, shout outs to Angie Martinez's book, she talks about that. Excuse me. Wendy was always harping on Q-Tip is the gay rapper. This is the gay rapper. And if you know, Angie was dating Q-Tip at the time. If you ever heard Angie talk about a fire in a house and how she was with a rapper and that was her boyfriend time, it was Q-Tip. Her and Q-Tip were in a big house fire and they both made it out, thank God. But Q-Tip is the rapper that Wendy was always harping on that was gay. And that's why her and Angie fought. They fought because Angie said, lay off. Wendy said, okay. And then in true Wendy fashion, Wendy went back on the radio the next day and talked about the same damn thing. And that's why Angie approached her. And then they fought after that. Now, from what I heard, it was not really a fight. It was more of a scuffle. It was, you ever remember back in the day when we used to watch fights online not online, but like you watch a fight on somebody's phone back in the day and all you hear, that's how it used to sound. That's what the fight was. It wasn't nothing serious, but that's why her and Angie got into the fight. And I wish she would have shown that. Like, I guess it was Wendy's story, and I guess that was such a small part in her story. But I needed a little bit more truth from Wendy. I needed her talking about domestic violence. What I just talked about with that lawsuit with Nicole Spence was the same shit with domestic violence. In the lawsuit, Nicole Spence alleged, domestic violence, that Kevin was physically abusive. It was a lot of stuff in there that they did not talk about. They didn't talk about the Jones. What are you doing a biopic like that? Do you talk about everything in your life? Or do you only talk about the parts that you want to talk about? Because it is my biopic. I don't want to talk about how I got into a fight with you on my shit. I don't want to talk about how you put a lawsuit out on me on my shit. I'm gonna talk about all the parts that make me look good and some of the parts that may make me look bad, but I've owned up to those parts, so therefore I'm able to show it to the world. I do commend Wendy for talking about that relationship with her and Eric B. Or was it Rakim? Who was the rapper she was messing with? It was either Eric B or Rakim. I think it was Eric B. Whoever the bigger one was in that group. I appreciate her for talking about that. The miscarriages, that was something, but Wendy always talks about the miscarriages. Wendy always talks about, the plastic surgery. If you read her first book, it was Eric B. Thank you. She always, it was literally her. I don't even think it was a script because it was, if you read her first book, it was literally her reading that first book over again as a narration. So I'm indifferent about that Wendy Williams thing, but I did like it. I liked it because it was different. It was her talking to us like she normally does, and I appreciated that. Ben Simmons. If you don't know, there's a basketball player that plays for the Philadelphia 76ers. His name is Ben Simmons. Light-skinned dude, young. But there's this transgender girl. And let me tell you how I came across this transgender girl. Trans woman, because I think she's definitely over 18. So trans woman was because a couple of months ago, couple weeks, something like that. Everything's running together now. She alleged that she had messed with Trey Songz, Little Baby, and another rapper that I just can't recall. But I just remember Trey Songz and Little Baby. And it was like some noise over that. We was tuned into it. It was cool, whatever. We looked into it, and she said she was dropping receipts. And then we had heard nothing from her. Last week, she came up and said that she had messed with Ben Simmons. And he wanted to get 5 basketball players with 5 teammates with him to, do what they do to her, use her, abuse her. But in my head, I'm thinking like 2 things. Let me give from 2 trains of thoughts. If I did believe it, I would believe it because of this, because we're in a clout, type of situation. So she's going to get whatever she gets from that, a couple interviews or whatever, and more followers on this. And then after that, I don't know. But for my second, school of thought, why would you tell that? I mean, really think about that. You're messing with a multi-million-dollar basketball player with his multi-million-dollar teammates, and you gonna ruin that? Come on, y'all, make it make sense. That's the only part I don't believe, because anybody out here, that you messing with somebody that got some money, you ain't finna run to the blogs. You might tell your closest friends, but you're not finna run to the blogs like that. And she was living a little too carefree. But then that also gives me, why would you pick Little Baby out of everybody? Little Baby? I don't know. That one has me a little puzzled. What do y'all think? Do you think she would do something like that? Her name is Amani in the City. Oh, I forgot it. Her name is Amani in the City. That was what she said she did. It was Trey Songz, Little Baby, and somebody else that I cannot name. Let me actually Google that right now. Okay, I'm really typing. I can't type that up. I'm not Googling that. Either way, I don't know. Oh, Becky, you the last one rocking with the kid. We still here. Well, a loser just walked in the room, everybody. Let's be quiet until she leaves, because I'm going to be quiet. Waiting for you to leave. Say, no, I'm joking. No, but so I don't know, but that's what they said. They said she was messing with that's what they said. The trans woman said that she was messing with Trey Songz, Little Baby, and now just Ben Simmons and his 5 teammates. We're drinking water tonight. We're drinking water in a Bacardi bottle. We're drinking water in a Bacardi bottle. That's what we're doing tonight. But yeah. So did y'all see the new Cardi B video? What do we think about the new Cardi B video? I personally wasn't a fan of it. I did. Let me say this about Trey Songz, and I'm gonna be done with that. Trey Songz, this is a PR campaign for him. That's the word. A PR campaign, which I don't know is Trey. I'm not even gonna say what he got in trouble for, but let's go back to last year at this time. Trey Songz had got in trouble. Trey Songz had got in trouble for some shit. I'm not gonna say that shit was, but he got in trouble for some shit, and then he left. If you remember, I don't follow him on social media. I don't follow really any celebrity on social media, but he left social media for a long time. If you don't remember, and then he came back when all the Black Lives Matter and protests were coming up. He came back, and then people brought up what he had left for again, and then he left again. And so now I guess he's coming back now as a victim of a sex tape scandal that you probably released. Is not, to me, I don't really care. To be honest with y'all, I don't really care about sex tapes anymore because we all watch porn. Let's be real. We've all seen a penis. We all seen a vagina. It's not really that big anymore. Like, sex tapes to me are not big. The only sex tape I would be very interested to see is Beyonce and Jay-Z's. That's the sex tape I would want to see. I would want to see what kind of sex that's like. Is who's dominant in that? I don't know. Does Sasha Fierce come out in that bedroom? I don't know. But that's only one sex tape. You say ew. I would want to see that sex tape. I would really want to see that sex tape. Brooklyn and Houston merging as one. That would be a good sex tape. She dry. Not the way she said she was surfboard. She said she was like a what she said, what they said in Picture Me Just Falling, Megan. They said she was like wait, how the song go? Picture me in your arms, loving you on and on. I could be like a spring of a rain coming down on you, baby. That's exactly what I want to see Beyonce doing. Is that what she's doing? I don't know. But that is one sex. That is the only sex tape I would want to see. I would want to see Beyonce and Jay-Z. I would want to see that, not for sexual purposes, but just simply for like intriguing. Like, oh, Beyonce, you like it like that? Oh, Jay-Z, you be hitting it like that? Oh, she do that? Oh, you do this? That's what I want to see. Everybody else sex tape, another one. I would want to see a Chris Brown and Rihanna reunion sex tape. Because I know they had sex after that incident. They did. Speaking of that, let me say this about that Chris Brown situation. Chris Brown fucked his own self over. Because I think the majority of us knew that, okay, you and Rihanna got into that scuffle and you did beat the shit out of her. But we all knew in our head that, Chris, that was not you. We know that Rihanna saw those texts in your phone, allegedly. She saw those texts in your phone. She went Caribbean on your ass and was probably beating the shit out of him, and that could slapping, punching, and it's only so much that anybody can take. And he probably did. He allegedly did. Well, we don't know. They was fighting, and that's what happened. And I think that we know that because Rihanna herself is very remorseful in that situation. She says, always, who's going to take care of Chris? And she doesn't have any ill feelings towards Chris. So I think that's first of all, I already know Chris and Rihanna are going to get back together in the future. Mark my words on that one. Chris Brown and Rihanna, and what's going to happen, this is what's going to happen. We're going to be like, how old? I'm 20. I'm probably going to be like, maybe like 39. And my kids are going to be like, Dad, who is Chris Brown and Rihanna? And why are they together? And why is it such a big thing? And I'm be like, well, look, that's what the fuck happened with that. They're going to get back together. We all going to be shocked. And that's what it's going to be. But yeah, that's a sex tape I would like to see. Any other sex tapes I would like to see? We said I would like to see the Chris Brown and Rihanna sex tape. I would like to see the Beyonce and Jay-Z sex tape. Can I give y'all a throwback I want to see? I want to see a Safari and Nicki Minaj sex tape. I would like to see, because we all see what Safari is holding. Safari is holding the whole jungle in his pants. And Nicki with the fake ass, I don't want to see flat ass Nicki. I want to see post voluptuous, nice ass Nicki. I want to see that sex tape. I feel like Nicki is born in bed though. Did you see? She would be a bitch. I think so too. Ouch, that hurts. Why are you hitting me there? You know I don't like that. Ouch. No, I'm not doing doggy. We're only doing missionary. Nope. And I'm not getting on top. And then I feel like he's like, yo, are you going to give me some head? Give you some head? Nigga, I am the head of this operation. Like, I just feel like Nicki is very bitchy like that in the bedroom. Like, I'm not doing that, and I'm not doing this, and ill, and they'd be like, all right, then I'll just jack off. I'm just gonna roll over and jack off next to you. Oh, so I'm not good enough for you? No, it's not about you not being good enough. You don't want to fuck, that type shit. That's another one. Who else? Not so many other sex tapes I would want to see. I just thought about one. I would want to see a Big Sean and Janae Aiko sex tape. I feel like that would be very sensual, very sexual, very earthy types. Like, I would want to see that sex tape too. So I would want to see Big Sean and Janae. And the reason I would want to see that was because they said Big Sean is Big Sean. And Janae is very soft, but I don't feel like that's how she is in the bedroom. I mean, she said you got to eat the booty like groceries, and you remember when that song came out? And then if you listen to her other songs of her last album, which deserves a Grammy, that Pussy Fairy's on the way. I was like, okay, so we know where Janae's head is at. So I feel like it would be a lot of, I would want to see that. That's what I want to see. So Big Sean and Janae, Beyonce and Jay-Z, Chris Brown and Rihanna. And you don't want to know the last sex tape I would want to see. Let me take a stretch for this one, because this one been going through some shit. T.I. and Tiny. T.I. and Tiny. T.I. and Tiny. It's been too much shit going on in the fucking media with T.I. and Tiny. I want to see what that sex is like. Because y'all bring in, different bitches in the bed. Really, I would want to see what that looks like, because I don't believe those. I believe those girls' stories, but I also believe, knowing what I've known for the little bit I know in the industry, a lot of times you already know what you can get yourself into. Excuse me. A lot of times you already know what you're getting yourself into. You do.